Holy cow, there's people joining already. Okay, do I have audio? I've never done this before. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. And I am struggling for bandwidth, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. Can you guys hear me? Ah, awesome. Okay, well we're going to see what happens here at 1.5 megabit. That's all the bandwidth that I have here to work with. Um, let's see. Let me get these things cracked open and out of my way. I am going very soon to be changing this over to a compressor. So instead of spending $40 a month on compressed air, I will be spending. Cool. Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear the video is working. Um, I'm going to mount the compressor outside in a little box so that it's not really loud. Okay. Yeah, so for all the comments that I got about my supply of compressed air up here getting short, I actually had to run out this morning and buy a whole bunch of it because I am planning on using a ton of compressed air today. I don't know how much time I'm going to get to spend on this stream. One, because I'm really nervous working in front of people. Two, because I have a mountain of stuff to get through. So, all right. I'm going to show you what it is that we are up against here. Oh, hey, Leon. I see you online a lot, but I hardly ever get a chance to interact because things are just completely nuts around here. Huh. Maybe that's a bad omen. My first live stream and my first defective glove. Let's try this again. It was actually partially melted right out of the box. Okay, I'm going to give this just a couple more minutes here, and then I'm going to start this out. What I had done, this is a repair like right after my last video on feelings and stuff. Right after that video, I recorded another video, and it was going to be a touch repair, and I pulled it out and I looked at it, and I was just absolutely horrified by what I seen. So what I did is I actually sat and I mouthed about this thing, and you know, I kind of poked fun at it, and it's just like, oh my god, look at this thing, and I got it all done, and I was going to post it, and then I watched it, and then I realized what I was doing was exactly what I had spoken against people for doing. Like, I'm sitting here making fun of this person for what they did to this board, and I felt really crappy about it, so I didn't post the video. So the way I'm going to start this stream, I'm actually going to play that video, and then I'm going to see if I can't fix the board for them. So I'm going to take just a quick break. I'll be back in 30 seconds. And so that the pop of my microphone does not deafen all of you, I'm going to mute the audio. Okay, we've got the right mic on. I'm back. This is not coffee. This is not vodka. This is actually water. You're not going to catch me getting completely hammered and live streaming anytime really soon. Um, all right, let's see what's going on in chat. I actually was not expecting anybody to join since I wasn't streaming at all. I think for my own comfort, I'd probably be better off to just act like that wasn't there. That's good. All right, so here is, I'm going to switch you over to my screen here and show you what it is that has brought me here today. I'm going to move all of these goodies off to the side here so that I can still see that. And here is, wait a minute, I don't have desktop audio on. I'll figure this out. I imagine I'll lose a lot of people due to being a complete total noob. All right, here comes desktop audio, and here is the video that I didn't post. And before I do that, I would like to confirm that this is working. Oh, what a mess. Well, at least the video is working good enough for people to be able to tell that I'm nervous. Man, thanks. Oh no, 40. Don't tell me how many people are watching, for crying out loud. I'm trying to keep that number off the screen. I don't want to see that. Okay, so here's the video I didn't publish. Starting, actually, let's just go back to the beginning. All right, let's play it. All right. What? There it is. I do have sound. All right. So here's what I mean by being able to make more videos and do things more often. This is the very next job after that last Touch IC that I recorded. This is a Touch IC repair, but I want to show you what I'm up against. This one had the board mounted all wonky and cockeyed. Look at this thing. I got the board out of it, and look, somebody used conductive. You know how everybody shows you to put the little spacer on this thing? Somebody used conductive. They used copper tape. Look at this. Look at this. This is like, dude. Let's connect all this shit real good. Like, you want to make sure all them capacitors are connected really, really well? Just put a conductor over the top of all of them. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is horrible. Look. Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen such madness. Like, why don't we just dump solder balls all over this damn thing and then refloat the whole thing? Like, dude, this is nasty. Look at this mess. And we do have a nice spacer under there. Yeah. Alright, so first we got to put this magical liquid all over the board that people call flux. And from there, after you get all that flux all over the board, what you want to do is you want to heat up I had my audio on, sorry. And then smash it onto the board real good to the point where you break the corner off of it. And then while you're at it, go ahead and break some other shit off. And then, once you got everything nice and flattened onto the board and broken, well then what you want to do is take you a nice conductive piece of adhesive and just kind of lay it right across the top of everything. And, dude, this thing was booting. It was booting. I wish I would have recorded it, but it booted with a bunch of multi-lines and screw-ups all over the screen. This board actually booted. Holy crap. I mean, there's not a ball left under Cumulus, so I may very well fix this thing, but I'm not going to do it on camera. I kind of doubt it. Chances are, with the bends that I'm up against, this board has been like bent to the point here where it's probably broken. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me switch over to something that you probably can. Let's go to hands. It was actually like this is probably cracked here somewhere. It had a really, really gnarly zigzag bend on it. Oh, this thing is nasty. Look, it just grabbed a piece of my glove and kept it. All right, so I'm not going to do a video on this one, but I just wanted to show you. Don't put copper tape. Just don't do that. That's bad. Don't do that. Let's try this again. I bet you can hear me now. Okay, so there's the video that I didn't post. I watched it and I thought, man, I recorded this whole thing pouring my heart out, talking about people making fun of people, and then the very next video that I recorded was me making fun of this guy, and it's just like, really, am I really going to do this? Well, yeah, I am. Today I am, because I'm going to attempt to fix this. But this undisclosed prior repair temp thing, I understand. You know, I'm on YouTube and I'm showing people how to do this, and I'm showing people all this stuff, and I expect to receive a certain amount of prior repair attempts. That's just a given. I'm not near as good at Rossman about talking about things on the fly, but I'm going to give this a shot anyways. But whenever it comes to things that are just like blatantly hidden, things that come in with one description that the person that sent it here, I know damn good and well, they knew everything that was wrong with it before they sent it here, that's a different story. And I'm starting to run a little bit, my patience are starting to run a little bit thin on that, because it's just, man, it is just getting to be a constant thing. Like, for instance, if something comes in with a smashed dock FPC connector, and it comes in with smashed dock FPC connector, I'm getting ready to add a section to the website where whenever you register for a repair, it's going to ask for, you know, what the problem is, and then it's going to ask for what the original problem is. Because if it gets sent here for a smashed dock FPC connector, if I just replace that connector, it's not going to go back out of here working, because nobody is going to disconnect that unless they're having trouble with that. So by sending it here with a smashed connector, you know that it's not just the connector. You know, after I replace that connector, that there's absolutely going to be other problems. So anyways, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking, because that's what I do in my videos. Let me get things switched around here to where I feel like I have control of something. I'm going to get chat back over here so I can see if anybody is telling me to use a fiberglass mat instead of burning my bench. I know notice that some people just use a black bench, and they get away with all the burn marks, and nobody ever tells them about it. So you lost the audio, you muted it. Okay, I think my audio's back now, so I'm trying to catch up here. Videos. All right, so here is this board. I'm going to switch you over to the microscope so that you can see what it is that I'm seeing. And just to show that we are working on the same board, there is my glove still neatly stuck to it, just as it was before. Let me get something on the screen here to tell if this stream goes to crap, because one thing that drives me nuts is if I spend all this time to record a video and then look over and it's just sitting there waiting for me to click the record button. That's awful, and that happens to me quite often. All right, not bad. I have dropped 76 frames out of 25,000, so we're okay here. Now, I'm not sure if I should go ahead and ultrasonic clean this board and then work on it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and dig in and start working on it. Let's try to get rid of all of this crap. Now, from this point on, I am not going to pay a whole lot of attention to chat, because any of you that have been following this channel, you know, I'll look up and read sometimes, but any of you following this channel know that I'm just, I don't know. I could be easily influenced by what people say in chat, and that is something that I know about myself, so I'm going to take care to not let that happen. So let's go back over and read chat. Fixing things for you. I use a piece of wood. You know, I really like soldering on wood too. I do. Yeah, Paul, I ran into that too with my microscope, and I wound up, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see from the video or not, but my bench, it's actually, yeah, you really can't see it from the video. I'm almost a full 10 inches out from the wall, and that's to give this microscope room to slide whenever I shove it back. But yeah, I totally understand that angle thing. I did that for a good long while. Okay, so I am going to go ahead, let's see. Since I'm streaming, I don't want to do anything dumb. My first step on one of these would be to remove this sticker. Now, since this thing has been heated before, one of the biggest problems I run into, as you probably already all know, is some of these front-facing features becoming detached, which royally sucks. But if it's already been heated once before, sometimes I will leave it alone, because sometimes it'll be working, and then the very fact of me touching it breaks it loose. So let's just let's get a feel of what I'm up against here. I'm going to gradually warm some of this, and we'll just see if anything moves. In my early days of Touch IC repair, when Touch ID would break, you know, I used to think it was like some mystical, mysterious thing. But it wasn't. It was just stuff becoming detached. I'm not going to go very far on this because I don't want anything dumb to happen while I'm streaming. And then me be locked in to fix it. All right. So far I think we're good. I'm going to take a back strip off of this. There we go. And I always use this shield melting point as like a guide. By guide, I mean whenever I see that melt, like we're probably pretty close to it now, but whenever I see that start to melt, that's whenever I know to stop because I don't want to go any farther than that. Okay, we're going to call that good. I'm not going to nitpick on that because I'm streaming and my nerves are not... Wow, guys, thanks for all the comments. The Geek, hey, what's up? I don't want to cause myself any more grief than I have to on my first stream. Some may not understand that, but anybody that's listened to me sit and pour my heart out for an hour would completely understand why I would not want to cause myself any more grief on a live stream than I have to. Now, I will tell you, if anything, you know, if I start to feel like it's just too much and, you know, my nerves are just shaky, then I'm going to click stop, and, you know, I'm not going to tear anything up because I want to show off on YouTube. So, let's see. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to hold this board down a little bit with some tape. And let's watch and see just how nasty this is. Now, I don't think I even talked about it before, but this thing, it's missing this little guy in here, which I believe is no stuff. I'll look and make sure. But then we're also missing this thing here, which I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out. So we're going to go ahead and see what sort of a mess they've made. I know that they have not, I don't think they've pulled Mason off of this board. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pull Mason out of my way. I think I should add flux. Okay, moving right in, popping it up. There's Mason out of the way, and Mason is in the trash can. Fixing things, thank you. That helps. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this totally, completely screwed over Cumulus IC off the board. I hope I fixed this for these people. Especially now since I did, in fact, publish the little bit of me making fun of them. Now I find the way I hold the hot air here combined with my tweezers a little troubling because I'm actually blowing the hot air at my hands. Now this one is smashed down onto the board. There's nothing here. There's no balls under this. Okay, removing heat. Okay, Cumulus is up, and look, we got a piece of glass under it. Wait, I bet that's just a broken hunk off the bottom of the chip. Let's look. No. No, it's actually off the side of the chip. Okay. Well, we're going to throw that in the trash because we're definitely not going to be reusing that. And I'm still at 0.2% loss, so I guess I'm not doing bad here at 1.5 megabit. Let's get this piece of glass out of the way. I don't want to drag an iron around on top of that piece of glass. Okay. Oh, this thing is so sticky. It's sticking to my gloves everywhere I touch it. And it's really difficult to keep these things in focus with flux on the board. I'd probably do better with a better camera, but this is what I have for now. All right, so we are going to smooth out the site here for Cumulus. And against what I said, there is actually balls under it. Okay. Nothing special there. The local store quit selling my handy pointed Q-tips. I had somebody that included a really cool, I mean a really cool Q-tip with the repair. They just like dropped it in the package, and I think they were trying to send me a message. It's the tiniest, I don't know which one of these blue baskets that it's in, but it's in one of these blue baskets. It is the tiniest little Q-tip with the tiniest really hard tip that I have ever seen in my life. It is so awesome. Alright, so we are going to call that, you know what, I'm going to hit that once more. I say we are going to call that good. I normally don't clean these up very good at all until I'm actually done with it. And this board has an extra lot of sticky on it, so me using my Q-tips with fibers could make a really nasty mess in a hurry. Alright, so let's get us a couple of ICs ready. I'm going to reball a known good Mason IC here. There was a time whenever I religiously, used new ICs no matter what. Like, I was never putting a used IC on the board. Even if I started to put it on and failed, I would still grab a new IC. And man, I went through piles of these things that way. Especially whenever you would put one on and it wouldn't fix touch disease, and then you'd have to put another one on, and then you would think that fixed it, but it really didn't. And then you just put them on, and just until the M1 thing was made absolutely clear, I didn't realize that M1 is what was causing this recurring failure. I went through a lot of hell in my life over that. I spent an entire month where I refunded probably 50% of all of them that went out. And it was weird because I spent a couple of months where it was all just going peachy, you know, hardly ever any returns, and everything was awesome. And then all of a sudden it was like you couldn't keep it away. You just couldn't fix it. And then I learned to jumper the M1 trace no matter what, and the problem would go away. Alright, we're going to get lucky today, and Chip Quick is going to hold my chip down for me. I tried reballing these things on like a silicone mat, and it's weird. I think it's because of the mat changing shape, but it actually causes the top of the ICs to crack. The plastic coating on top, it actually cracks them up and causes really bad things to happen. Yeah, Paul, the M1 trace. That was a little bit of an ugly part of this repair business, because that's the repair that really got my name out there. You know, I was posting videos on that a long time before it ever went mainstream in public. I know, I should probably ultrasonic clean my stencils. I'll try to keep this in the microscope's view. So where I think that 0.7x Barlow would really help over the 0.5, because at 0.7 I think you would wind up seeing more of what it is that I'm seeing. In all my videos the chip always sticks to the bench, but because I'm streaming it's not going to. Oh no! Yeah, solder paste looks like poop. There we go, center all of our balls. Alright, and I don't have a single Broadcom IC laying around here, so I'm going to grab the iCloud lock. Perfect. We're going to grab one of those off of this iCloud lock board. Let me move over out of my puddle of fluxy flux there. Okay. Throw that aside. Tell you what, people can say what they want about these cheap hot air stations. This thing runs me all day long, every day, and it doesn't skip a beat. I mean, it is always there. I've even like forgot it on and left and went in the other room for like 10 minutes and came back and like, oh, I thought it was on cooldown and it was sitting there running the whole time and it didn't self-destruct. Compared to some of the other cheap tools I bought, like one of the first soldering stations I was using here was like $60 hot air soldering thing combo, and that thing, you'd forget it on for just a few seconds and it would sit there and melt itself. It was terrible. Alright, so we've just about got our Broadcom IC ready here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a multi-channel station. The order that I'm doing this in is a lot to do with how many times I'm going to switch irons to complete this repair. My goal is to only switch irons one time, because I am gradually, that's iPhone 5, I am gradually wearing out the connectors on my gear, so. And I hardly ever have to reball a Cumulus Touch IC, so I don't even know which part of the stencil to use. Alright, clean that up a little bit. I can just, I can guarantee you that whenever I get done with this stream, the status update requests are going to be off the charts. Anytime I post a video, people are, it's like, what's wrong with mine? What's up with mine? And I get it. I totally understand. These are your phones. These are your babies. And there's a reason why I still have 1 to 2 week turnaround on the website. Now, I will admit I have a good handful of people here that deserve to go leave me a 1-star review and tell me he is way beyond the amount of time that he told me it was going to take. And for that, I am sorry. But I also have on that website that if it is not a routine repair, then it could take longer. Now, with that being said, this isn't going to be a formal request here, but I am getting ready to put out a formal request. If you'd like to now, I'm going to be asking all board level repair shops that watch this channel, regardless of what country you're in, to come forward and put a link to your business, your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, whatever it is, not in chat, but in the comments below. And I'll probably post a video just about that, because there's getting to be a lot of people that I have to turn away, and rather than turning them away without any options to go to, I would like to be able, I'm going to put together a list of other recommended shops. That's what I'm getting to. And I've toyed around the idea of outsourcing some of this stuff. Liam, don't crap your pants. I'm sorry. I probably didn't read why, but oh, that peep sound, Taro. That peep sound is a batch file that runs. The peep sound that you heard it's a batch file, and this batch file, what it does is it uses anyways, what it does is it grabs a picture from an IP camera that's pointed at my device shelving, and it takes a live image of the devices and it uploads it to the website. The beep is there just to let me know when the picture gets taken so that I don't get caught in my underwear in front of my shelving. It's so that I know every time a picture gets uploaded. All right, so we have both of our ICs reballed. And let's go ahead and move in here. We're going to have a look at this M1 trace. Yeah, I think I may leave the formal business talking and things to edited video. I don't know. We will see. I got up this morning in a really, really awesome mood, and it's like, yes, I'm going to stream. And then I had to deal with no-fix arguers, and I'd really like to have a place to send some of these people. And what I mean by no-fix arguers is, like, by the time I've said that I can't fix it, I've typically already spent an hour with it. You know, sometimes I've already put parts into it. You know, I'm at my wit's end usually by the time I say no fix. So then I just got a notification for my own live stream. Like, hey, reminder, you got people watching you. So, I don't know. I'm getting ready to have to put some guidelines and stuff in place to deal with that kind of thing. The no-fix arguing and deliberately withholding information to leverage the price. That's just, you know, it's a big deal. And sometimes I will get all the way into this thing, and I'll get all the way down to the bottom of it and realize that, oh, that was the problem all along. And that can be really tough to deal with, but I'm used to that. The no-fix arguing, that's just, oh my gosh, it's gotten to be so bad. Like, I don't have a lot of no-fixes, but because of the way I put this stuff out on YouTube, people are like, he can fix anything, and then whenever I send the message that says, sorry, I couldn't fix it, you know, that's not easy for me to do a lot of times. It's like, I've already, like, racked my brain. It's like, is there anything else I can do for this person? I've completely racked my brain. So whenever I put out a verdict like that, and then I get a return of, well, can't you just do this or this, and how about you just do that? And it's I know that not all of those things are wrong with it. It's really difficult because then we go from I've already wasted 2 hours on it to where I've got to now waste another 15 or 20 minutes typing a paragraph to defend my decision. And then usually once I do that, because I'm polite about it, I wind up typing another paragraph and another paragraph and another paragraph. And what winds up happening is that because I don't fix it, people feel like I owe them free return shipping. Like, first of all, they feel like I'm obligated to fix it. And then if I don't fix it, they feel that it's up to me to get it back to them. You know, I owe them the return shipping. So, all right, enough about the negativity. I'm serious. I did not have any of that in my mind this morning. But whenever I checked my email, I had 3 people. A couple that was like their third time coming back with it. And it's like, dude, the return shipping bill, it's been sitting there. You know, I'm not charging anything. Like, I'm charging $8. And that's to put it in the package and then send it back. So it turns into a colossal waste of time. You know what? I've decided there's a huge difference in doing this on stream. I should probably use regular wire. And I should probably also use glue like Chris Long does. Probably a lot of people do. They use glue to put this trace in place. But from a very, very early on in my learning with this, I started out by not anchoring these things down. I started out using surface tension because surface tension between metals here at this level, it's really, really, really strong. It will grab a hold of this stuff and hold it right straight in place. This is something that I do really, really well when nobody is watching. my glove. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Paul. The UV mask that people use. Oh man, you are right. Yeah, you're right, Paul. We all need more Lewis in us when it comes to that. I don't know. Maybe one day when I get more crotchety. And more set in my ways, I'll have the balls just to respond and say no, period, and that's like end of the email. All right. You know what? I may be very well be too nervous to do this on live stream, guys. See, my goal is whenever when I'm doing these is to get this to line up perfectly with the trace, which without anybody watching, guys, I don't have any problem with that. I just bump it. But what you're witnessing right now is why you never catch me live streaming. But who knows? Maybe this little bit of chaos here will help somebody dealing with their nerves. Yeah, Maurice, first time you catch me live, and I'm about to completely fall apart on this M1 trace because it's really tiny, and I'm not really very shaky right now, but I'm I'm outside of my comfort zone, and these types of repairs from early on in the game, I published videos about calmness and staying calm, and yeah, Chuck, more coffee. No, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking water, and this right here might be why Lewis gets hammered to do his live streams. All right, so I've almost got this jumper done. If I can just get it to tack here at the top without tearing off everything else around it. Okay. We're not going to nitpick on this. I'm actually going to call that good. Okay, we're going to get in here and give this thing a little slice right here. I think my chances of that not shorting the ground when I sit this IC on top of it might be fairly slim, but we'll see. Yeah, that's true. They're fixing things, but still, I normally I wouldn't be going through all these mountains of stuff if I had like jittery nerves all the time. I get into my comfort zone and things just go really smoothly. But I was worried, and I have been worried all along that when I started doing, like if I tried to do this on live stream, that my mind would get the best of me and shit would just kind of fall apart, and that's what I'm worried about. So let's see what we've got tore off the board here. right here. We got this dude here tore off the board. I'm going to switch over to ZXW tool here and see what that is. And let's see, let's get our iPhone 6 Plus opened up. Yeah, that's probably like one of the worst M1 jumpers I've done in a long time. But you know what I'll do if I try to nitpick that and try to make it better? I'm going to make it worse. I will botch it, and then I'll wind up having to run more wire. And okay, so let's see. Did I open up the proper one? We're missing C1200. Is that right? That's a VCC main cap, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we're missing C1200 there. We're going to want to get that back on the board. And what is C1200? C1200 is 10 microfarad, 6.3 volts. We can get that from damn near anywhere. I see I do have a little bit of a high ball there on Cumulus. We're probably going to leave that and see if we can wing it. Now that other little dude there, that don't look like no stuff. What is that? Let's see, we want this, and then I want this, and I want that. There we go. This is R1203. This is something to do with rear camera, and that is most likely going to be needed. Let me grab and see if I've got a 6 Plus board laying here. Yeah, so if any of you are worried that I'm just like going to quit making videos and go all streaming, you don't have a thing to worry about there. I don't know, maybe after I spend... You know what? That is no stuff. Yeah, so here we are looking at another board. That's no stuff. We're going to leave that one alone, but we are going to deal with that one VCC main cap. So let's start working with that. I am going to put the board this way. And I'm going to give you only microscope. And because I don't believe the micro pencil will do a very good job at this, I'm going to plan on supplementing hot air here. Okay. And as much as I hate to do it, more flux. Yeah, so if anybody thinks that their nerves are too jittery to do this, you might be right, but at the same time, I am somebody that really struggles with my nerves. And here I am. I'm doing it, and doing this on stream makes this 1,000 times worse. Makes it a whole hell of a lot worse. But that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to get through this. This phone's probably not going to have working touch. No, I'm kidding. It better have working touch, or I'll have to sit here and redo it. There we go. Now, that was a cool board. This board was cold. See how fast that cap came off? That's my $130 hot air station. I see people struggling with some high-end stations a whole lot more than I struggle with that thing. My biggest complaint, I tell you what, out of my whole setup right here with what I'm doing right now, other than my nerves being jittery, my biggest complaint is the soft steel bars that came in this microscope stand. Because as time goes on, this is getting hard. Like to move this in and out, it's getting sloppy, it's getting hard to deal with. And I seen a YouTube video where they had actually replaced the shafts with hardened steel, and that worked really well. All right, so let's get this microscope over here over this missing VCC main cap. Sit it right down there in place. Blow it off the table. Okay, a little more flux. And here's where surface tension becomes my friend. I shouldn't have to even touch this thing. It should just pop right into where it goes. Yeah, close. Not too hot though. It's the ground side that didn't melt. There we go. Good enough. We're not going to nitpick that. And actually, looking at this M1 jumper from the other angle, that thing looks, it actually looks pretty good. We're going to go with it. All right, so here we go. Putting ICs on the board. Nervous person, live on YouTube. I think we should go Om, and try to shake these nerves, and then we're going to put these ICs on the board. So, all right, let's see what we can do. Before I do that, I'm going to switch over and look at chat to see if anybody's saying, hey, you just stuck something. Cool, Greg M. Thanks for the lighting comment. Niku, N-I-C-U, that's really good stuff to hear. Although, you know, see, Paul, did I push a cap when I moved Mason? I might have. I don't think I did. Paul, as far as the shafts, I think that's actually the, I think the bearings are hardened, but the shaft is soft. So the bearings gradually wear into the shaft. Yeah, I don't think, I don't think I bumped a cap. I guess we will see. Yeah, we'll find out. Okay, we're going to add a little flux here to where cumulus is. Yeah, it's one thing for people to say, just be yourself and don't worry about other people think. But somebody with my mentality, you don't know exactly how to be yourself. So it's really difficult to listen to all that stuff and like really take it seriously. Like, don't worry about what other people think. Hey, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying really, really hard. Alright, so we're going to sit this little dude here down and just remotely line it up. And we're going to begin to warm the board. Alright, we're going to call Cumulus done before the board cools off. Oh, you know what? I might have described it in the first little clip that I played, but with that copper piece of tape on the back of this, like the phone came in, I tested it before I took it apart. With that copper piece of tape on the back of this, it was booting, but there was multicolored like lines on the screen. And you can imagine the sort of shock that I was in when I took this thing out and I flipped that board over and found a piece of copper tape laying on the back of the board. I was like, oh my God. So I quickly started my cameras and recorded that little rant. And then I thought, you know what? I just published a video on not making fun of people. Okay. All right, let's start to warm this thing up. I like working with the leaded solder way more than the lead free. It's a lot less stress. All right, there we go. Okay, a little nudge. Now, one thing that I can say about the way that I did that jumper, you know, I think a lot of people feel uneasy about it, and I feel uneasy about this one because I was nervous whenever I put it on. But a lot of people feel uneasy about it. One thing that I can say is that surface tension is really, really, really strong, and it will hold it in place. So you can actually get in and you can have a look at that jumper along the side, and you can see that jumper still laying. I don't know if you can see it, but you will see it still laying right up on the pad, like right up on the via, and we can see that that is still in place. And then, hey TCRS, what's up? I've actually, I noticed that you mod a lot of the other YouTubers' channels, and I was going to make you a mod, but I didn't do that yet. I was really, really unprepared. So I'm going to go ahead and see here. We're going to check and see if our M1 pad is shorted, because if it is, we know not to go any farther. It means I'll have to take that IC right back off the board. So the way I'm going to do that is I am going to go ahead. Oh, goody. We've got a broken meter. Oh, wait, it's because I've got... The old Open Broadcaster would let me put a window over the top of it. This one won't. All right, so let's check and see if the M1 pin is shorted to ground. Drop my microscope back down. And we're going to check that. Oh, man, my nerves are shot, guys. This is terrible. Right over here on this pad here, and we get 200,000. It was first at like 500,000, so we'll take it. We're going to say that M1's not shorted. I don't think I've put anything on backwards, because if I did, I think all of you would be telling me. And I actually used very little heat on this board. Let's see if it works. All right, so let's turn the meter off. And I'm going to give you guys my hands. Okay, so here's our board. I'm going to go ahead and grab a full-fledged test housing. I'm going to grab the best 6+ screen in the house. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Yeah, I will never forget my first live stream. Whoa, Paul. Wow. Thank you, man. That might make me change my opinion on how often I stream. So I'm test and see if this thing works. Although I kind of wish you would wait until after we see whether or not I destroyed this phone. Yeah, you can see a big difference in my videos. I'm just flip across these things right over and plug them in. But okay. I don't know if this is going to create a separate stream. I've never done this before. I have no idea how this is going to behave. Okay, so I haven't done anything since this disappeared. I left this thing sitting on the table. We're going to go ahead and turn it back on. We have touch all the way across the screen. A lot of times with replacing just the Mason IC, if I'm going to have an issue with touch, it's either like right across the bottom of the screen here, or it's a bar like right through here. So I'm going to pull this out of view, and I'm going to slide to unlock. And this is a phone I don't have a passcode on. Oh no. Let's see, do you see the snapshot of the pushed cap above the PMIC I saw? Oh, did you message me? Was that a Facebook message, Paul? Let me grab my phone. No, maybe it was in chat. Oh, I see it now, Paul. Here, let me look. I'm going to pull that up. No, I got it. I found your link, Paul. Oh, my goodness. All right, let me replace all of your DOTs with dots and get rid of your spaces. And there we go. Oh no, Paul, that was on a donor board. That shot that you sent me there, that's on a donor board. I had pulled a cap off of I kicked that cap out of the way just so that I have room for my tweezers. I pulled that Broadcom IC that you showed me there. That got pulled off of a donor board. That's what that was. Oh, Dominion's my reaction to the $75. That my reaction was, holy crap! Maybe I'll stream more often, which I will. But honestly, guys, any of you that are following this channel, you know I'm the type of person that gets my nerves rattled really easy. It's why I got up in the mood this morning. I got up, I'm like, all right, I'm on top of the world. I'm gonna stream, which I wake up in an excellent mood every day, pretty much every day. And then I got into my email, and it's like, I had a small list of people that were arguing with the no-fix verdict. And guys, it's not that I can't fix it. Holy cow, Paul, stop! My content's not that good. It's not. It's not that good. Give me a few times and give me some time to get used to streaming, and then and then maybe. But seriously though, that's thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So I started the day out with dealing with these no fix arguers, and for me that involved taking microscope pictures and sending images and arguing, and I've already wasted a couple hours of time getting to that point, and then all of a sudden it's like now I got to waste 20 minutes more, and it's not a waste of time, but I just please have the respect. If I say sorry, I can't fix this one, just that's the end of it. I will wind up putting it into written policy, but I try to stay away from that stuff. I don't like written policy. I like doing business on a handshake. So I'm not going to say a whole lot more about that because I'm worried I'll say things that might run people off. And you guys, you realize I am talking directly to my customers here. I've got. Let me make sure you can't see my screen. But if I was going to say out loud how many devices that I have in line for service and give an exact number, I'm going to filter this out by mail-in devices only. We're going to look for only devices that are checked in, whether or not they're completed. I have 82 phones on my shelves, okay? There's 82 phones here. And then if I filter that out by only the phones that are not completed, I have 68. So there are currently 68 phones in line for service. And, back whenever I first started watching Rossman, I seen him saying something about this 20-minute rule or this 30-minute rule. It's like, if I can't fix it in this amount of time, it's going back in the pile. And I just thought, man, how you ain't going to make no money like that. Well, right now I'm really, really struggling hard to not be in the same boat. I'm to the point now where if it's going to take me like hours and hours to fix it, yeah, I can fix it, but to fix it without raising the price or just to let it hold up this sweltering job queue is just really, really out of the question. So if sometimes I'll give people the option, hey, if you're all right with it staying here for like ever, then I'll come back to it. But I don't want to get sidetracked too far. If you guys run a micro soldering repair business of your own and would like to want me to consider putting you on a list of other options, I'm planning on making a other recommended shops list for all around the world. And not just for stuff that I don't want to work on, but a lot of times I have customers in other countries that they don't have anywhere to send it, and they're looking at having to eat this huge shipping bill to ship it all the way here to me. Whereas if I had a list of people and they can look and see and say, oh, hey, this guy's here, he's just a country over or something, and the shipping's cheaper, then that may be a better option. So don't put it in chat. If you want to be included on that list, put it in the comments under this video because I don't think I can get back to the chat after the stream. So I'm going to switch over to chat here and see what everybody is saying. And check and see. Look, now that the repair's done, I'm looking at 0 dropped frames. That's just wonderful. Yeah, TCRS, that's a lot of what I'm up against. I can't entirely argue with that though, because the same mentality that would cause somebody to just want to believe in their heart that this thing is going to be saved, that same way of thinking is the same type of thing that puts me right here in this chair where I am now, believing in something that may not entirely seem possible. So for them to have that sort of hope inside of them, that's a positive thing for me. I totally understand. I get it. And I think that's a really good trait to have. But whenever it comes to arguing about it the first time, yeah, but the fourth and the fifth time, I'll be honest. What I've started doing on a lot of these, and I cannot believe I haven't gotten bad reviews over this yet, I go drop I drop a cash payment on the return shipping bill. It's like, all right, the third time this guy's like, all right, and now that I said that, I'm going to have everybody arguing because they don't want to pay for return shipping. But I'm not kidding. I reach a point whenever I get tired of arguing, I just go into my little system here and I go to the return shipping bill and I go add payment, cash, boom. And as soon as I do that, they get an email that says, thank you for your payment. If you paid before 2 p.m., we'll ship your device today. Otherwise, we'll pay it tomorrow. So after I do that, it gets kicked into the shipping queue. It gets kicked straight into Angie's queue, and that gets wrapped up and shipped out the door. It's no longer in my hands. So, guys, this has made me nervous as all hell. I'm probably gonna record other repair videos this week, and you'll see me live streaming again. I mean, I like my turnout here, and I'm not just talking about the donations. I actually wasn't expecting anything at all. But I really like my turnout here, and I think as time goes on, I'll get a little more easy about it, and my nerves won't be so completely rattled. Okay. Yeah, there definitely needs to be more micro soldering shops, really. And okay, since this is a touch IC repair, one thing that I left out, and I'm not going to do it right now because what if I do it and my test fails? So I'm not going to do it on camera, but I will take these phones and to test the customer's screen, I'll hold a fixed point and touch, and I'll lightly flex their screen and make sure it don't drop. And then I'll hold the same fixed point and touch, and I'll lightly flex the board and make sure it don't drop touch. But I'm not going to do that right now because what if my solder's not good and I show all of you that I did a bad job on this and then I'm stuck here trying to do this again with my jittery nerves. So guys, I thank you all for watching. Really appreciate all of you that joined in here to watch this, and thank you for your subscribes and your likes. I'm going to keep it coming. I imagine there's some out there that would like to see me go, but I'm not going anywhere. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you next time.